Larry has been in America for about 35 years, which is a long time. He comes from a long line of bicycle manufacturers, the famous company, Larry Hurwitz, which was responsible for Raleigh, Colton, Peugeot, amongst many. And I know my first bicycle came from Larry Hurwitz in Northcliffe. They had delivered it there. So, Larry, good evening and welcome back.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you so much for having me.
35 years.
Long time, but so happy to be home.
Now, I know you were the heir to the bicycle throne, but you decided you wanted to go do it on your own.
Exactly, yes. Western Flyer was the one that you left out.
Western Flyer, of course, yeah.
Correct. I was groomed as a little child to take over, fourth generation company.
Right.
And yes, I decided to move. I moved out on my own and eventually got to America after spending some time in Israel and the UK.
Yeah.
And had an amazing ride there.
Yeah. Involved in technology.
All in technology. My primarily a software programmer through the 80s, working for guys like Walt Disney, Martin Marietta, PPG, NASA. Then started my own gig. And my in-image software, and that was in the insurance industry, finance and insurance software as well.
Right.
Obviously, then came the good old .com era. Capitalized on that, and things looked very good for us. I sold out.
Yeah.
Retired for a little while. Didn't last too long.
Yeah.
I could only look after the garden so long, and became a contractor and got an opportunity in Salt Lake City. So I moved to Salt Lake City. That is where I founded a company in image software. That was we were the founders of My 911, which was emergency management all the way from the emergency switch to the 911 operator.
Right.
And then I came home.
Why did you come home? I know my listeners are going to ask that.
Oh, I have to.
So I'll ask it for them. Yeah, fair question.
Well, my dad passed away around about almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
It was I thought I could handle it, and, well, I found out I really couldn't.
Because you'd been away so long.
I'd been away so long, and then my mom fell ill. My mom and all my family do still live here. So, as the her only son, and I needed to be with my mom and my family, and all my kids are now at university, so it's great.
So they're getting hungry in dollars?
Something like that, yeah.
All right, you put something really incredible. We were discussing it off the show. In fact, we discussed it a couple of days ago. Tell us about this app that you've developed.
The product's called ISOR, and came about as a result of me getting very upset with a taxi driver on the freeway, and I was advised that you don't jump out the car and become all tough about it, and you just got to accept these things. I didn't feel that these things should be accepted. I did some looking around and spoke to quite a few people, and unfortunately people are reluctant to report in any kind of incident, if you wish, scared because of personal repercussions. So consequently, I decided to design this application that was not obviously only for violators, traffic violators, but quite honestly to do with any kind of incident. And we took it to the point that we now have over 40 types of incidences, a large majority of which are traffic-related incidences.
Yes.
You also have crime, and then you have weather, and we also have natural disaster. The application is focused around the public. It's a community-based solution where the community feeds in incidences that they see anonymously. And I really got to emphasize the word anonymously, because that was really what caused the application in the first place, was because people are scared. To report in.
Sure.
Now they can report in. The application automatically picks up your location. So you don't have to type in anything. You can also attach photographs. So if hypothetically we have one for a motor vehicle or a person, a suspicious motor vehicle or person, you can take the photograph of that vehicle or of that car and just push submit, and it goes up so everyone knows about it in that area. They are notified via push notification, which I'll touch on very shortly.
Right.
But on top of that, hypothetically, and I don't want to try and promote any one security company, but let's take a security company, a big name, so we aren't doing any punting, but an ADT or a Securitas or any one of those other guys. As we all know, they take over, they dominate a particular area, but in fairness, they can't be everywhere all the time. And they rely on us, whether we live in that community or not, for us to inform them so we can look after one another. So that is what we call a data provider, and these guys also have access to all this information that we are all feeding in. So you are looked after by your friends and loved ones and unknowns, but also are looked after by data providers, and as are they informed. So everybody is working in unison. No, we do not know who it is, who's reported in, with exception of when it is a data provider.
Right.
For argument's sake, 93.1, if we'd love you guys to... 8. Oh, my golly. Well, at least we saw that you're listening, yeah? What we got at 93.1, they will have access to it as well, I would hope. And as your listeners, who I'd love you guys to use it because it's beneficial to you folk and them, as you folks put in any kind of information, you get a punt, a soft advert, because it's provided by 93.1 FM.
Right.
And how are they notified? How are we all notified on our applications? By what is called a push notification. And there, it doesn't cost you anything, so it's not costing you a thing. You will be advised of incidences taking place in your area.
I think it's brilliant.
You can define where I want to get notified, whether it be, and let's take a great example. I'm hypothetically, which I'm not, I'm single, just like you.
Yeah.
But
are you touting it?
Am I touting it? Oh, absolutely. I have to tout it.
Because there's some beautiful single ladies out there. Did I tell you we're having a singles evening?
Oh, I need to know when.
We're having a singles evening.
Let me tell you something. South African girls, let me tell you all, you are still the most beautiful all around the world.
And Larry's a good-looking guy, and he's filthy rich, okay? If you want to know more about Larry, email me. Okay, carry on.
So anyway, so let's assume I had a wife, and I've got my mother, and I've got my office, and all those great things. Well, while I'm at work, heavens forbid something takes place at home, and my kids are there. Well, I'd like to know about a burglary or an abduction or a carjacking, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
I want to get alerted so at least I can inform the people at home, do me a favor, lock up, do whatever they got to do. Same holds true if it happened to my mother. Or, oh, by the way, on my way home, I know what route I always take every day. Well, are there motor car accidents? It's great to know that we do get great information through all these traffic broadcasting companies and all that lot. But the fact that we've got the community working and we are getting all the same data.
Yeah.
You will be alerted when it happens.
All right.
So you can be proactive as opposed to being reactive.
Fantastic. I think it's a great initiative. We wish you well. Let's give out those all-important details, Larry.
Absolutely. Folks, to get the product is called iSaw, and it's spelled I-SAW. It's available for both Android and iPhone. If you wanted to, you could go to the website, which is www.3D as in David, T as in Tommy, GROUP.com. And if you got a pen with you, /I-SAW. If you just go to the 3dtgroup.com, what will happen is you can then click on the link, which will take you to the page. At which point, if you've got an Android, click on that one. If you've got an iPhone, click on that one, and you download it from each respective store.
Listen, thank you, Larry. We'll catch up with you in 2 or 3 months, Let's see how it's going.
Marvelous.
We hope our audience here on 93.8 participate and go check out what Larry is doing. Larry, good luck. And yeah, good to have you back.
Thanks so much. I really, really appreciate it, guys.
All right, let me just tell you who won the prize. The artist who compiled